If you would like me to be the communications manager for this Avengers game, then just drop a like on this video, and if you are a dev for this game, then the like ratings on this video is essentially my resume, so hopefully that helps. But all jokes aside, I never really wanted to make this video, but after a few discussions with multiple people in the community, I thought it really is important to address because, well, if you are a part of the community actively, and even if you're not and you happen to tune into the community yesterday, you would know all hell has broken loose and it's just bad for us as a community of this game in so many different ways. Like when I say being in the spotlight in a bad way, that's exactly how we look at this moment in time. Although it's not everyone, well, the situation was, in a nutshell, that somebody decided to go ahead and dox one of the devs that have worked on this game. Now, here's the thing, and like I said, I didn't really want to make this video, but I just felt like where I cover this game so much and where I know we're a really close community that I need to address it because although majority of us know this is bad, and I just want to really elaborate on this because if you're in my Discord server as well, you'll know I had to drop the ban hammer on so many people because it seems like some people just don't get the seriousness of this. So when you get doxed, all of your information is out there, from your personal telephone number, your personal address, literally everything relating to you as an individual is out there. And the problem is, a lot of people in the community actually saw this as a joke. People were laughing, people were saying that the devs actually deserve this because of the current state of the game, there's no communication, there's no new DLCs, etc, so they assumed it would be a good idea to just go ahead flat out and drop all of this information on someone that's working on the game. I just think it's flat out sick, and I say that as strongly as possible because you might find it funny, and I'm not talking to you literally, but if you're someone who believes doxing or this situation was funny, then this is to you. If you find that funny, I don't think you understand, okay, because you don't realize it might be a joke to you, but putting out somebody's information like that is not only bad for yourself legally, but also terrible for the person on the other side, in this case an Avengers dev, because you're not just putting them at risk, you're actually putting their livelihood at risk, their family at risk, and there's some crazy people in this world, and with that sort of information, it's crazy. There's people in this community that get death threats on a daily basis, but imagine somebody giving you a death threat, or multiple people for that matter, and you know that all of your personal details are out there, your address is out there, all the way down to your family's details. How would that make you feel? And like I said, this is purely aiming to the people that, you know, seem to find this funny, because it's not. It flat out is just sick in the head and is an absolute no-go. And the reason why I wanted to make this video especially is because now, well, we just look like a bunch of idiots really in terms of the community, although it's not all of us, it really isn't. I mean, it's seriously, if I had to put it down to a percentage, we're talking like very big numbers here that are genuinely not this insane to do something like this or even find it funny. But the thing is, now from any other type of community or whatever, just in the industry, we genuinely look like we're very toxic because you've seen all of this information get released, and people's excuse, right, to actually laugh at the situation is to say that, well, they deserve it because, you know, look at the game we've got. Do you not realize this is a video game? That's it. That's literally as far as it goes. Even if you feel like you got ripped off for your 60 bucks, if you genuinely feel like that, it's still a video game. Just move on. It's done. It's dusted. How many other things have you paid for that just don't deliver to what it's worth in your eyes? Does that mean you go and send death threats to them, or you go ahead and dox their details? Absolutely not. And I know it's a very big thing to actually even address this. Like, I genuinely know that it's going to cause a lot of controversy, but I'd actually like to think that there's people in this community that just get exactly what I'm saying. I know that when this information was released, it was taken down straight away, but I just think it's besides the point, because although it's been taken down, it's still floating around out there. And even worse is that, imagine Like, literally, okay? I've always said, right, we can understand the frustration with the current circumstances of the game, but as far as it goes, the devs are just doing a job, right? Imagine the company you work for, whether you're self-employed, working for yourself, you have your own business, or you're working a job under somebody else, right? Whatever it may be doing in life as a whole, you're doing it for a paycheck regardless. I don't care. Nobody disagree with me on that. But imagine you just going about your day doing your job, and it just so happened to be, you know, I don't know, customers don't like that product by the company you're working for, but then somebody decides to pick you out specifically because you work for the company and just literally drop all of your personal details and then just send a load of people your way to just hate on you. Do you realize what that does? Not just on the internet and that literally paranoia, but mentally what that does to somebody. Now, I don't know the exact dev who it was that had their information leaked like this, but I just genuinely hope they're right, because mentally it does damage somebody. It absolutely does damage somebody, and I just think you have to be so cruel and so sick to literally proceed with something like that. I just know we're better than this. I really know we're better than this. I mean, look, I understand when I said, you know, okay, we've been waiting for DLCs in this game. The communication is awful right now. I know that, you know that, there's no point being oblivious to this. But does that mean I need to really go at, for example, just for instance, do I need to go ahead and go and abuse Andy because he's the community manager for this game? Hell no. Andy's just doing his job. Andy's a cool guy. He just happens to be the community manager for this game. Does that mean it's his fault with the communication situation? No, it's not in their control. It really isn't. And I think the sooner we start to see this, then the better for all of us. And the dumb excuse that people give after they do something like this, after they authorize something like this, is, well, we just care about the game, we wanted to do better, so that's why I decided to go ahead and dox somebody. Like, you don't do that. You just do not go ahead and do that. And I'm embarrassed. I actually am embarrassed to be a part of a community that is going through a situation like this right now. But I just feel like if I didn't address it, then I'm just kind of sitting there in our community and allowing it to just get more toxic. I feel like we kind of use these videos as well as a community to kind of come together anyway and discuss the game with people. And, well, again, we need to just use this as a platform to say enough's enough, because let's be honest, I mean, if I was one of the devs, I can imagine what they would really want to say, but legally they can't. So that's why I know me and so many other voices in this community can do that, because we don't have to go through a bunch of legal procedures on what you can say in that perspective. But I just feel like I needed to come to the stand and not be a shill, not be what people would call a simp for the game. It's just about being human and being supportive of somebody, especially in these tough times. But most importantly, at the end of the day, we all come down to we're just human beings. That's it. We all have emotions, we all go through things mentally, and we all deal with things differently. And I think people need to realize that. You might take something in another way and be able to deal with it, but the other person might not be able to deal with that. And the consequences to the other person are way more life-changing. Just let that sink in, but that's going to wrap up the video here, so I'll see you in the next one.